The parking lot was silent except for Steve's low, echoing moos. He stood there like a furry security guard, blocking our escape with the stubbornness of 1,000 donkeys. Dad gripped the steering wheel like he was preparing for battle. All right. This ends now. I am not being held hostage by a cow. Steve, Mom said gently, leaning out the window, we appreciate your company, but we have to go home. Steve blinked slowly, unimpressed. My little brother was practically in tears. We can't leave him. He loves us. Love? Dad barked. That's not love. That's obsession. We're starring in a cow stalker movie. Grandpa chuckled darkly. Could be worse. Could be a goose. Before Dad could argue, my cousin had another genius idea. What if we distract him? He rummaged in a snack bag, pulled out a loaf of bread, and tossed it across the lot. Steve didn't even glance at it. Instead, he mooed louder, stamping his hoof like he was issuing a challenge. Then came the turning point. Out of nowhere, a tour bus pulled into the lot. The side of the bus was plastered with the words, Amazing Animal Adventures, live show tonight. The driver stepped out, spotted Steve, and his eyes lit up. Perfect, he shouted. Just what we were missing. A star attraction. Before we could stop him, the driver started waving a bucket of feed. Steve perked up, mooed once, and trotted toward the bus like he'd just been invited to Hollywood. The tourists inside cheered, snapping pictures through the windows. The driver patted Steve on the side. This one's got charisma. He's coming with us. For a moment, we all sat frozen in the car, watching Steve climb aboard the tour bus like a celebrity boarding his private jet. And then, silence. The bus drove away. Steve was gone. Dad exhaled so hard it sounded like he'd just released 3 years of stress. Finally. Finally, we're free. But the silence didn't last long. Because as we pulled onto the road again, Mom suddenly turned around and asked, Wait, where's Grandpa? The back seat was empty. Panic exploded in the car. My cousin shouted, Check the bus. My brother gasped, Grandpa's gone with Steve. And Dad nearly swerved off the road screaming, Why is this my life? We spun the car around, chasing after the bus. But it was too late. The bus disappeared down the highway, carrying both Steve the cow, and our grandfather. The last thing we saw was Grandpa through the window, grinning ear to ear, waving his stick of gum like a farewell flag. And that's how our family road trip ended, with half of us laughing, half of us crying, and Dad swearing he'd never drive anywhere with us again. But deep down, we all knew one thing. Steve wasn't gone. Somewhere out there, on a stage or in a parade, our cow-turned celebrity, and possibly Grandpa's new best friend, was waiting.